Hi, welcome to my Pick a Card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm here today with a Pick a Card reading, so pull up and get cozy. We're going to have a little chat today. I want to welcome back my returning subscribers. I want to remind you to be sure to drop comments below for your chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell as well so that I can notify you if you're chosen the winner. And I'm actually waiting to hear back from my most recent winner. So I just chose a name. I just reached out to them. Be sure to check your comments. Be sure to check your notifications in case you were the chosen winner and we can get the ball rolling. And if you're new to the channel, we would love to have you join our beautiful soul family here by subscribing to the channel. Make sure you drop your comment below for your chance to win a free tarot reading with me. And I just offer that as a thank you for your presence here. I really appreciate your presence, the presence you and support you show me, the support you show each other in the comments section, because we're all just souls trying to make it home. So we're all just walking together in this life. So the more we can help each other, the better. So I really appreciate your help here. I really appreciate your comments. So please be sure to drop those below. Now for today's pick a card topic, we're actually looking at a connection on your mind, and we're going to try to reveal their true feelings for you today. So what are their true feelings, and are they going to speak up, or are they going to stay silent on these feelings for you? Now we are using the Good Tarot for you today. There are 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1 with the Patience, the Temperance card. Pile number 2 with the Magician. And pile number 3 with the Hierophant. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be messages waiting, and I always put my timestamps below. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Again, what are their true feelings for you at this moment in time? Are they going to speak up, or are they going to stay silent? Pile number 1. Hello, pile 1. You were drawn to Patience, to Temperance, and this is your reading. Are they going to speak up? What are their true feelings? Are they going to stay silent? Or are they going to speak up? Now, the Temperance can tell me that maybe you've waited a really long time. Maybe you've already tried to exercise patience in this situation, still trying to hold on to hope. And she's kind of touching her breastbone. She's kind of touching her heart space. So there's a reference to like this person making a huge impression on you. So even if this is a long-standing desire, you've made a big impression, or they've made a big impression on you. And this could be a reference to a little bit of a delay or now not being the right time, but it also could be a reference to a time that you've already invested into the situation. So let's take a look here. Pile number 1, please. What are their true feelings for pile 1? Oopsie. We have the Strength, and we have the 4 of Cups. Death. It says death and rebirth. 3 of Wands. Eight of Swords. The 8 of Cups. Back of the deck is the 7 of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Now already for you, pile 1, I'm feeling from this person that they didn't anticipate having this feeling come in for you. I keep hearing that song or that line in that song from Macklemore that says, I'm on my wave, get out my wake. I'm running late. And there's a reference to like looking to the future and expansion but maybe not anticipating while they're on this wavelength of their own life, kind of being presented with this situation, and maybe presented with like the option for a deep connection, not just any old connection, but a deep connection, because they are speaking about how their feelings for you are revealing the fact that this is a really golden opportunity for expansion. And yet here they are with the 8 of Swords, feeling stuck, feeling stagnant, maybe not feeling worthy. It's almost like they're trying their darndest, which is what my mom would always say, to ignore what they feel. The full spectrum is obvious to them, but it's like they're trying really hard to ignore how they're feeling. And maybe this has prolonged things here for this connection because they're so focused on the obstacles, and the obstacle is them. You can see that the solar plexus is all lit up. It's their confidence that's the issue here. They have acknowledged that you are the opportunity, or you represent an opportunity towards new emotional peace and a heart space of love, new potential. And I feel as though You could be in the talking phase with this person. We have the Emperor. And it could, I feel like the connection could have kind of stayed there, like maybe in the talking phase. It's like this person hasn't put in the effort. And so now you're left with this understanding of like, well, I don't even know how they truly feel because they're not putting in any effort. And I'm ready to walk away because I'm getting frustrated. This person likes to present themselves as feeling completely in control of their situation. They like to present themselves to the world as being a leader in their own life. But the truth is that they're very insecure. There's still a restlessness in this person. There's a lot of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or there's also a lot of Leo and Aries here. We have the Ace of Swords. I just saw the Tower. We also have the World coming out here with the Three of Wands. Now, it's almost like this person can perceive or see the future, truthfully, because it's like they understand that if they continue acting the way that they're acting, you're going to walk away. And it's almost like they're recognizing that if they choose to walk away from the opportunity, eventually there's going to be a light that shines for them. Eventually that light is going to give them a sort of reality that stings a little bit, which makes them wish that they had sought out more information here. It makes them wish that they had gained more clarity or been more honest or was more willing to give it a shot, willing to push through their own fears. But I feel like they recognize how they get in their own way. This is a very emotional and sensitive person, but they can see the possibilities here. They can see the potential. And yet it's like they're trying to ignore it right now. They're saying, well, I'm focused on career. I'm focused on my own goals. So it's like I'm on my own wave. Just get out of my way right now. But the thing is that this opportunity, when it presents itself, it's not going to present itself forever. And there's the acknowledgement that you could get frustrated and walk away with a length of time that extends beyond your patience here. Because I feel like you've already been a little bit patient with this person in the communication cycle. Maybe they keep looking to the future, but there's no actual plans. It's like there's a waiting game that's happening here. And that's making you feel overlooked, and that's testing now your strength and your resolve towards your own abundance and how good you feel about yourself. So this person is very interested, but almost it's like triggering because it's asking a lot out of them, in their opinion. It's asking them to step up and lead. It's asking them to step away from their fear factor and to protect this connection instead. And it's almost like they can foresee their own limitations. It's like, I know myself. I know what I usually do. It's like, I know that in these types of situations when I'm talking to someone that sometimes I hold back. And sometimes I regret that because they end up walking away and getting frustrated. So it's like they're too much of a tire kicker when it comes to progress moving forward. What are their true feelings, please? 4 Power 1. We have harmony, power, self-confidence, and I can barely read that, it's so dark. It says productivity. And it feels like they're trying to maintain a certain amount of balance for themselves, but I don't think it's very abundant. They're really referencing this scale in the 6 of Pentacles. And, you know, their self-confidence is being a huge factor in their motivation to be able to move forward. It affects their productivity, but we have Night Wind. You represent an opportunity for them to face their fear, subconsciously release, and move into something abundant. They have the ability to get a lot of potential fulfillment from this situation too, and a lot of peace, but they get in their own way. And I think that they can anticipate that I always get in my own way. I always self-sabotage. Maybe they have a fear of abandonment. Maybe they have a fear of commitment. But it does feel as though in this moment, even though their attention is on you, even though they're interested, even though there's fire here, they are sometimes recognizing their own limitations. And it feels like they didn't intend or they didn't expect to have this type of attraction for you. They didn't expect, they were attracted to you, but I don't think they expected to feel emotion creeping in. I don't think they expected that. So now, because that's the full spectrum, they're not ready for it. We have War and Peace, along with the Saint and the Sinner coming out on the back of the deck. And this is coming from the Magdalene Oracle. And what's interesting about these cards is that the Saint and Sinner is all about assumptions we make about other people and how they could be very wrong. And so you could be making assumptions about why they're hesitating, and you could be very wrong. You could be assuming that they don't care, that they're not interested, but they're very emotional. They are interested. They're just speaking about the war and peace as well that's happening in this situation, that there's a clash between the logical minds and the yearning in our heart. It's like there's a yearning in their heart, but it's clashing with the logic in their mind that tells them to self-preserve, that tells them to keep themselves separate, to protect themselves. But this is a golden opportunity for them to allow their heart out, to allow their emotion to be reborn into a new emotional start. But again, with the Saint Sinner, it's like they're putting themselves through a self-imposed purgatory. It's like they don't feel worthy of the good things that are being represented by this rebirth, this new beginning. And when we don't feel worthy, we naturally will make space, or it looks like we're rejecting it when we're actually rejecting something good for ourselves. Let's get a couple of message cards to see what sort of thoughts are flowing through their mind. For pile number 1, please. What are their current feelings? Their true feelings revealed to pile number 1. And then we're going to take a look at, are they going to speak up or are they going to stay silent? What are their current feelings, please, for pile number 1? I've been astral projecting to you. It's like a dream realm. And I just heard out of body experience. So there's like this reference to, being out of the body, fantasizing in the mind versus taking practical steps. I'm the one situating this karmic situation. And that's exactly what the Six of Pentacles is indicating here in this waiting game. It's like this person's waiting to catch a wave, but you are the wave. We have here, I've been sending you messages in the 5D. I feel like there have been messages in the 3D as well. Lots of communication here. When they aren't communicating with you, they're thinking about it though. Like they recognize the desire to talk with you and to communicate with you. I know more than you think. So they could be kind of keeping tabs on your social media. I've been hurting without you. You have no idea. And I've thought about taking a trip with you. And I feel like this is in reference to the future position. It's like they are recognizing the trip that this connection is taking them on and that they might end up hurting themselves through their own inaction. I've thought about you spending time with my family and I really miss you. So this is also a reference here to envisioning you in a future position, wondering what their friends and family would think of this connection. So they're very much intrigued, pile 1. They're just also very much afraid, I feel. And sometimes we let that 8 of Swords stop us in our tracks. I just saw high school sweetheart. It says, you are my happy place. And you're like a breath of fresh air. I'm stuck in a karmic cycle with you, which they claim to be situating. But I know that we look good together. I have so much to lose. Now, I will say with the collective energy that's floating in, I have lots of different scenarios that are floating in now for the Six of Pentacles. This could indicate somebody protecting a karmic union, so keep that in mind if that's resonating with you. You make it easy to fall in love with you. It says here, and I remember every detail of you. Oops, this one's flipped over. It says we were just kids and I fell so hard and fast for you when this began. So even referencing perhaps not feeling ready because of emotional immaturity as well. But let's take a look and ask Spirit about whether or not they are going to stay silent. Are they going to speak up to pile 1 or are they going to stay silent in the future of this connection about their feelings? What can pile 1 expect? Spirit says that they are really being tested with their strength to reveal how they truly feel. I think that you have a little bit of a wait because they have a reflection period to perform before they feel secure enough in the situation. It's like their ego needs to be boosted. It's like they're having a fight now between, again, the clash between their logical mind and a heartfelt yearning. And it's almost like they're afraid to let the heart in, because now we're dealing not just with the King of Cups or this fire energy. Now we have the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. So we have like all the elements being represented here. This person embodies all of those elements just like we all do. And so there's this logical fight that's going on that's telling them that this is a scary ride to get on with the Ferris wheel. But it's actually a ride that's going to get them into a new position. It's like they're not ready yet to prove their loyalty because they haven't even shown loyalty to their own heart space or their own heart at this point. So Spirit says that they will remain silent, at least for a period of, like a lengthy period of time. Let me see if I can get a time frame here. But they're always going to be reflecting upon it. Like the Judgment's a call to action where we are reflecting, what do I need to do to bring something more into my life? With the Five of Wands. They're showing me like the Hermit, and there's like a determination to hermit. There's a determination to kind of, because of my fear of loss, to protect myself. So they fear as though this person is going to stay silent for a significant amount of time. There's the Temperance on the back of the deck. There's the Five of Pentacles. And there's like you leading by the example and maybe coaxing them along, because you're also, it's not that you're the most confident person in the world. You're just living your life too and trying your best. And that's all you're asking from this person. So you may continue to lead by example here. I don't feel like you're ready to release, but we do have a wait before they're able to reveal their emotions to us, Pile 1. And I always say, my grandma used to say that patience is a virtue, seldom seen in women and never seen in men. So it tests our patience. Advice for Pile 1 in the bowl, please. In the charm bowl today, we have the King of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and we also have the Ten of Wands. Everything's sort of coming out in a state of limbo right now. Nothing's really upright. Nothing's really reversed. You're going to observe this person self-protecting, but you're also really attracted. I think they're attracted to you, and I think they're attracted to your like leadership skills. Like there's a boldness in you. Maybe you communicate how you feel. Maybe that's not even a skill that you have, but you do it anyway. So it's like you communicate what your intentions are, what your desires are. And now they almost feel like, because maybe you've communicated what you want, or you will communicate what you want, they're feeling an extra pressure. But it's kind of a mixed bag, because the extra pressure also gives them a little bit of freedom too, because if you're willing to be vulnerable, that gives them a little bit more leeway to be vulnerable with their own heart. But that's why we're in Temperance, because they're still struggling with release and the fear of the unknown. And I feel like it'll be like a hot potato. For you, it's like we project our fears to other people. As you progress in this connection, you may also start to feel the weight of that unknown being applied to you. But that's where that beautiful Queen of Swords and her discernment and her ability to see things as they are, that's going to be a beautiful asset for you. We have here, Once Upon a Time. It's a fairy tale book. We have the letters H and I. We have high, so lots of communication. Now, they're talking about endurance with the elephant. The elephant's kind of sitting in a state of, well, limbo, but upside down, sort of. The trunk is not in the air, so luck may not be on her side when it comes to fast-moving momentum. We have the letter M as well, so him. He might have to do the work, or the divine masculine might be the issue here. We also have the Five of Pentacles. They keep showing the Five of Pentacles with the pentagram and the Five of Pentacles in your spread. So somebody who feels like they have a lot to lose, or somebody who's operating off of old fears and old crutches that stop them from progress. And you may experience that in this connection, Pile 1. That is what I have for you today, Pile 1. Please drop your comments below for your chance to win a reading. Be sure to hit your notification bell as well. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and that link is below too. And I do update that shop daily, so keep checking back. But I hope you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, Pile 2. You were drawn to the Magician, and this is your reading. How are they truly feeling about you? Are they going to speak up, or are they going to stay silent on this connection? Now, the Magician is all about communication, so perhaps you're in a communication cycle. It's also a card of control and really connecting with all of the elements, controlling the elements in front of us, trying to micromanage at times as well. But also the idea of manifestation comes out of the Magician. So trying to manifest change. But when we try to manifest change just through our thoughts, there's a disconnect between the results that we want to see. So perhaps there's been a lack of effort or action. I'm going to use the Muse Tarot for you to start. Pile number 2, please. What are their true feelings revealed for pile 2? Will they speak up or stay silent? What are their truest feelings to start here for pile 2? We have the 5 of Emotions, the 5 of Cups. The Page of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Swords. This feels like a very fragile person, or you're fragile. Something in this connection is very fragile. The opportunity is here. And actually the truth is that this stem, this rose stem, the beautiful pink rose, I think of the heart space, the heart chakra. There's a lot of hopeful energy that comes in because the red rose is very empowering, but the pink rose tells me that there's still some heart issues, or we're starting to heal. We're still healing from the heart. And this opportunity is coming in right in the middle of that cycle. So you can even see here how the Magician almost looks like Santa, but he's looking down, he's looking over his glasses like he's really trying to study something, really trying to bring it into focus. We have the Knight of Swords. And the truth is that there's no thorns on the rose stem at all. Which means that maybe this opportunity with you is not as dangerous as they are assuming that it is because they're in the middle of the healing cycle that they're in. I just saw the Page of Swords adjusting his glasses. I feel like glasses might be a thing for this person. Maybe they wear glasses or you wear glasses. But the glasses for me as a symbol are all about adjustment. Here, yeah, making adjustment to this 3 of Swords, because even here, they're sitting in this big, huge open field of wheat, which is a symbol of abundance. And yet here's this one door that's getting in their way. But it's the shadow of doubt that their pain has created for them that blocks their judgment or makes them defensive about this feeling that they're having. Here's the 7 of Cups. And here's the King of Cups. And there are a lot of emotional confusion for this person. They could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. They could definitely be a Cancer energy. Very emotional person coming through here. And the question with the Magician now that is being posed to me is who controls who? Is it the emotion that's working for me, or is it in control of me at this moment? And the 10 of Swords says that the emotion is kind of in control of this person at the moment. Now this can be obsessive thought towards you. This could also be depletion. Somebody who doesn't feel necessarily ready for the opportunity, but opportunities present when they present. And sometimes we have to be ready to launch, just like the cheetah, or we have to be ready to walk away. I can't deny that they are running forward with like a defense system. It's like they're making assumptions about what's going to happen here. And what they're assuming is that I'm going to get hurt. That's what they're assuming, but it's coming from a place of a confused heart. Being presented now with a different option than what they experienced in the past, but they've created a bit of a habit or a muscle memory towards focusing on loss in this moment. So they could have gone through a depression or just going through like a dark night of the soul related to a loss, especially related to past relationships breaking down. 9 of Wands. And if you are in a communication cycle with this person, I feel like they entered into a communication cycle with you too soon. Too soon. It wasn't a logical step, but Knight of Wands. Now what they can't deny is the attraction. They can't deny the attraction. They can't deny how much they want to pursue it. They're just super worried now about the consequences of pursuit. It's like, what if this blows up in my face? What if they hurt me? What if I get hurt again? Because that's what I feel like. It's like, yeah, it's coming out again. Repetition. But the only way to gain, you can see the 9 and the 10 here of the 9 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. And together that's the 19. The number 19 in the major arcana is the Sun, and that's clarity. And the only way we can see what the unknown holds is by going into the unknown. We can spend all day long projecting our fears from the past and our experiences from the past into the unknown. But that's like praying for what we don't want twice. It's like just having the anxiety, projecting it into the unknown is just already setting us up for pain. Because either way, we're causing suffering for ourselves. So action is the only way that they can overcome this fear. And the truth is that all of these wands are representing a spark of thought, a creation thought, a desire for change, a passionate idea connected to you. And here we have the Sun and the Three of Pentacles, and there's like this feeling of letting light in. It's like over the course of time, it's like their barrier, their self-preservation starts to decrease, but they have to be vulnerable, and they do have the freedom of choice. And here's the little white horse with no bridle. There's the white horse with no bridle. And this horse is a Pegasus, so it's able to rise above this emotion to see the truth, that this is a benchmark towards maybe happiness for me. But it's almost like they're so loyal. It's like they've made a religion out of the pain from the past sometimes, which has left them feeling a little jaded in love, a little bit fearful of pursuit here. It's like they're making the assumption of what's going to happen. And when we jump to those assumptions, it stops us from taking leaps of faith. It's easy to surrender to helplessness and despair. But it's kind of like if we give in to surrender to helplessness and despair now, we make things harder for ourselves later. We can do hard work now and make it easier for ourselves later, or we can do the opposite. Here is the Hermit. And again, these two characters sort of look alike too, don't they? The Hermit and the Magician here in this card as well. And the truth is that there's a lot of Virgo here, but they're speaking about grounding ourselves to a perspective. And maybe, again, letting a little hope in. You represent an option, and you represent sort of, you shake up the emotional confusion that this has created for them. You're giving them the possibility of something good coming in. But it's like they are in resistance because they're so protective because of what they've gone through, the vulnerability that they've gone through. It's like they're waiting to see red flags, when in this case, I feel like this is a flag of empowerment. It's not a red flag. The only reason it's red is because it's empowered. And this is pushing against them to take a leap of faith towards you in the future. Like it's asking them to be more risky, to take another risk, to try again. What are their true feelings, please? You can't go back to yesterday, so be in the present. And finding the lesson, discover the purpose in a situation and trust that you're learning. And that's perhaps why they have a tendency to retreat or recede, is because they are thinking about something in the past and they're applying that past experience to this opportunity. And we're not in the past. It's dead and gone. The future doesn't even exist yet. It's not a thing. We're in the present moment. That's the only period of time that matters. That's where you represent. And so this 19, again, bringing us back to the 19 of the Sun. Who in the world are you? Getting to know the new you. Because conditioning falls away when we're in a new environment, when we're in a new opportunity. And the only way for them to be able to experience the full enlightenment of that is to take action. And I feel like they really want to. I just feel like they have a tendency to retreat. I think they need a little push or a little help. And sometimes that push or that help might look like honesty from you. Might look like you being honest about your own vulnerabilities, because that creates a space of allowance. If somebody talks to me about their issues, I feel more comfortable talking to them about mine. I'm going to pull a couple of message cards to see what sort of thoughts this person is having. What are their current feelings, please, for pile number 2? And then we're going to take a look at as well if they're going to let you know, or are they going to remain silent? Their current thoughts, please. It says, I can see clearly now, but it's coming in the reversal. I can see clearly now, the 19 of the Sun, and this gives them the opportunity to do that. They don't know where this is going, so it's like they're projecting helplessness. I didn't want you to rely on me. The Three of Pentacles, it's like the new foundation. It's like I feel like my foundation is very weak. We have you give me a heart on, though. And this is like, it makes me giggle every time I see it, because it's like an innuendo. Lots of teasing in the physical realm. So maybe they have a tendency to distract from their emotions, their fears, by being flirty. It says, let's just do it. And that's the Fool, taking a leap of faith. They are referencing the Empress energy as well with the number 3. It says here, I heart you. It says I'm not ready to share. So this King of Cups, they're highlighting, again, like being passive, wanting my cake and eating it too. It's like I'm not ready to split my emotion in half. Maybe I'm not ready to release the pain from the past. Because this is a very emotional person. There's the King of Cups here. They have a lot of love to give. It says, you make me feel at home. Back of the deck says, I feel like you might have been meant for me. So there's a reference here about taking action now, because underneath that it says, I thought I had more time, because you're not just going to wait in a state of limbo forever before this person decides to take action. Now, Spirit says that it may require careful handling in this case, because this person is so, they're far away from seeing things from a discernible view, because they're in the Ten of Swords, and we need them to get to the Hermit first, because we can't bridge a gap from despair and pain to joy and abundance and readiness. It's like we have to baseline at peace first, and that's something I feel like they haven't made with the past, is peace with the past. What are they currently feeling, please? It says, I'm not available. And I don't think it necessarily is about a practical attachment. It feels like an emotional attachment. I'm afraid to contact you with my true feelings. It says here, I'm finding out the truth crushed me and you and I were too young. And I don't think this is in reference to your connection. I feel like it was in the past. I feel like they were crushed by something that happened in the past, which has infused them with a lot of fear. A lot of regrets for the past too. Even I feel like they're having a hard time forgiving themselves for things. Here, I know it was a distraction from your pain. I feel like they are in pain. I feel like they do find a lot of attraction for you that would distract them from that heartbreak from the past. I wish I could share my good news with you. Back of the deck says, I couldn't let you get close to me. And this is where we're going to come in with the question from your guides and angels about, what can you expect? Are they going to stay silent about their feelings, or are they going to speak up? For pile number 2, please. Okay, so on the floor, 2 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the 9 of Wands reversed. Here's that 7 of Cups again on the back of the deck. Now, the truth is that when we're sitting here, depleted, impaled on the beach, it leaves no wiggle room for action. We have to baseline at peace first. We have to baseline, in the very least, in a place of preparedness, so a preparation phase. And because they're feeling emotionally pulled in different directions, because they're feeling emotionally confused, this is going to cause some travel issues. There's a paranoia almost that hits them, if I'm honest with you. It's like they have a problem with commitments because they've had a commitment in the past that didn't work out. I don't think they always had problems with commitment, but I feel like now they're in a running phase. This 2 of Pentacles here tells me that they have the inability to commit because of their paranoia. And so there is a resistance that I'm feeling to them clarifying how they truly feel. Spirit says they may leave themselves and the situation in a state of confusion for the next chapter. Let's see if they'll give us a time frame. Now, eventually, Spirit says that confusion is going to clear up, but there is a delay, and Spirit says you might get frustrated with waiting. They may need a little help. You may need to get the ball rolling in this communication phase to give them the space to step into. It's never a guarantee that they're going to have the courage, because, again, they're operating from this depletion and this helplessness. But if we don't create the space, then perhaps they won't have the courage. So they do feel like ultimately there could be a conversation about the opportunity to transition into more, but they feel like there's going to be a delay to that. But they do feel like within in the minimum amount of time, the next 3 months, there could be a conversation that happens. The maximum amount of time might be a year. And so that frustrating delay, again, the timing could be reduced with the momentum that we put into the situation. They're saying that this person needs somebody to start that process of open communication. And in that process, the collaborator, the person, perhaps you, might have to be vulnerable in order to give them the courage to be vulnerable back. But I do feel like by their own volition and by their own fears, I feel like they can't commit. I don't feel like they're in the commitment phase right now anyway, because I don't think they're ready, but I don't think they can commit to communicating how they truly feel either. I think you might maintain in a state of confusion, but I also feel like within that confusion, there's still lots of options. Like there's still fantasy, desire that exists in this connection. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. The teeny tiny tarot. Yeah, 6 of Swords reversed. This is like, again, a travel issue, like a lack of closure, lack of clarity, which might make you kind of join them in that insecure phase. There's a feeling about being maybe in different cities or being separated by space as well. And so the Spirit just feels like you're not going to get the answers that you seek in a timely fashion that makes you feel really abundant. Queen of Pentacles in a reverse position. And they don't want you to become, again, I don't think they want you to rely on this person either, because they don't want you to become dependent upon this person, because they may not be reliable to share how they feel. We have the letter J and we have Z. We have baby feet, could be children being a factor, but just tiny steps as well. We have unfinished cycles with the world. We do have here I always think of hospital scrubs, and I think of the heart chakra. And we have the stiletto heel for the divine feminine, looking at things from a higher perspective, but they're also speaking about being far from the ground in the stiletto, and how if they can't ground themselves, you might have to lead by example first by grounding yourself to see things as it is for this person, so that you don't cast judgment and move yourself into doubt. Lots of Virgo energy for the divine feminine. You could be the Virgo here. Pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. Hope it resonates with you. And if it does, please drop your comment below for your chance to win. We would love to give you some feedback and some encouragement in the comment section, so be sure to do that, and be sure to hit your notification bell so that you can be notified if you are chosen the winner of the free reading. You can also check out my link for Etsy for personalized reading, and I do update that shop daily, and that link is below. And I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile 3, you are drawn to the Hierophant, and this is your reading. How does the person in your mind truly feel about you? Are they going to speak up or stay silent? Now, the Hierophant can speak about institutions that we work in, realms that we're invested in. It does represent sort of institutions like education, government, marriage. It talks about ascension as well. So this could be a connection within the work realm, but it doesn't have to be. This could also speak about 2 people that are sort of at the precipice of change, and you're both holding a key towards ascension. Lots of Taurus energy coming through here. I'm going to use the Cat Tarot to begin for you, pile 3. Already starting here with the 9 of Cups. How do they feel? What is their true feelings for pile 3, please? The Emperor coming reversed. The 6 of Pentacles. Spirit says things are not all as they appear with this person and their personality. Like they're presenting themselves maybe in a communication phase on the internet as being really confident and kind of smug in their position. Maybe they present themselves as really good looking and almost a collector of people. It's like someone who catches your attention. Someone who has options in love. Like they're just presenting themselves as really confident, when the truth is that they have a tendency to doubt. And it's not about the doubt of the feelings, it's about a doubt within themselves. Their ego gets in the way a lot with this person. So Spirit said that it's not all black and white, what they're showing to you in the present moment. And I do feel like a very strong aspect of internet communication coming in. We have the 6 of Swords. Back of the deck is the 9 of Swords. And it's interesting because we started with the 9 of Cups. That's very, very abundant. Now we have the 9 of Swords on the back of the deck and the 5 of Cups. So there's like this defense energy that I'm feeling. It's about overthinking and worry that is actually at the core of how this person feels. So it's like they are acting relaxed, maybe acting like staying in a passive approach because they're trying to protect themselves. But the truth is they're afraid. They're afraid of putting too much hope into the situation. I think this person thinks that you're like a dream come true. If I'm honest, it almost feels like too good to be true. And that's why they don't want to get too hopeful. They're also referencing how a cat will just sit on the edge of something and just waste it. You know, they'll just tip something off the end of a counter just for the sake of it, just for waste. And so there's this reference here to the internet and like how internet dating works, and like seeing somebody and swiping right, seeing someone and swiping right, and like just doing that. It's almost like a way of self-protection. It's like sometimes we reject things that maybe we shouldn't reject because it gives us the permission to stay in an old timeline. It gives us permission to stay protected. And the thing that this Emperor is trying to protect is themselves in this moment as well. There could be a connection to the work realm here as well, though, with this Six of Pentacles. Because they're talking about the pressure within their environment, or feeling a pressure. And now they're speaking about diamonds and crystal clear intentions being a part of that pressure. Here's the Nine of Cups again. Together it's the 18 of the Moon. We have the Five of Pentacles and the King of Swords. Lots of Aquarius energy coming through. Taurus, Aries, Capricorn. And on the floor, Hierophant with the Temperance coming in sideways. So I feel like they are very important to keep like that. I feel like this person, I have to be honest, with the Six of Swords in the future position, you can see they're stretching, which means that maybe they're preparing for something. But what they could be preparing for is keeping this connection hidden with the High Priestess. Page of Swords and the Ace of Cups. And what this presents for this person is the opportunity for release, the opportunity for new beginnings here. But they have a tendency to, when they self-protect, to waste opportunities that come in for them because of their own fears and their own attachments. And it's interesting to me that in the traditional Rider-Waite, here's the traditional Rider-Waite Hierophant. You can see two people with a key. Here's two people attached to the same pillar. Here's two people walking in the same pathway, both anchored by the same insecurities, but this Divine Masculine is just a little bit behind in their ability to overcome them than you are. Operating off of old ideas, old perspectives, ideas of logic that clash with the heartfelt yearnings that they have in this connection, perhaps. So the Temperance is indicating that there's a length of time that this person perhaps has operated like this in this old rumination cycle. How they might have a tendency to run from ascension. Again, they may be taking their time because they don't want to create awkwardness in a work environment, if that's a part of your message. Remember that I'm reading for the collective, so there's lots of different scenarios rolling in, so be sure to take what resonates with you and leave behind the rest, of course. But I do feel, even preemptively before I get into more of their feelings, there's a crush situation from both of you here. Both of you have a crush. Even if you're in the work realm, even if you're talking online, even if there's a combination of those two things, both of you have a crush. But both of you might be acting passively. I think this person has a huge crush on you. And I think they like to present themselves as not having a crush. I think they like to present themselves as cool and collected. And I think that the exact opposite is actually occurring here. You represent the focal point. The Six of Swords can sometimes indicate that I might need a little help in this collaboration to get to clarity and peace. Because I get focused on my old pain cycles. I get focused on what I'm going to lose. Maybe they're worried about things being awkward if they speak up. Maybe they're worried about rejections. We have here a moment's regret, nostalgia, idolizing the past, and fearing you've made a mistake. And that could be what's keeping them tethered here to not communicating how they really feel, is because they're worried that they're going to have to take it back and they won't be able to. If they're worried about a practical environment, Like as I said at the beginning of this reading, the Hierophant can represent institutions like education, government, and marriage. So if those are invested in this situation at all, they could be worried about creating permanent damage in those environments and not getting the outcome that they want. And they just showed me the falling card with Alice in Wonderland, where she didn't jump into Wonderland, she fell into Wonderland. It was less of a leap of faith and more forced upon us. So that could also feel like what we're leaning in towards, like we could be feeling like we're gonna have to force the truth out of this person. We have here managing to be glad, creating your own happiness regardless of the conditions. But if we continue to do that, it's like that's what he's doing, holding back, trying to make the best out of his scenario right now. But those are the skunks. That kind of stinks. It's like we're tolerating less than what we deserve and what we want. But it's like they're afraid of making a mistake, painting up the roses, covering up errors. And so they don't like the idea and the helplessness that just hope creates. Because we have to put a lot of effort into hope, you know? And so they would rather feel empowered. They would rather feel like they're in control, perhaps, of the dynamic when they don't even realize that it's the insecurity that's controlling them. It's their old habits, their old logic that's interrupting the focus that's in control of them. You have the right way, learning to create what you desire, learning how to manifest. And you can see the frog looking at the crown. It's about adjusting our crown. It's about recognizing what we have to offer. The frog is a symbol of clearance for growth. So taking out anything that's getting in the way, whether it's practical, whether it's our own selves and our own insecurity that's getting in the way. That is what this opportunity represents for this person. We're going to get a couple of message cards to see what sort of thoughts they've been having about you. Pile 3, I'm going to use the Entanglement Oracle. What are they thinking and feeling, please, about pile 3? I do see a future with you. They have a big crush on you. I feel like you have a big crush on them too. But together, again, the 9 and the 9, the 18 of the moon says, what do we both mutually need to release in order to have this collaboration come into fruition? And Spirit says we need to help each other here. We need to help each other. I feel like they watch you too. If you aren't communicating with this person on the internet and this is a part of your work realm, they're watching you either on the internet or in the environment that they know you. Obsessively, potentially too, obsessively. Your smile brightens my whole day. I'm always going to hold a candle for you. The orange makes me think of you. Why didn't you call or text? And this comes in with that message of maybe I need a little help getting some clarity here. Maybe I need a little push in the right direction with your honesty as an asset. I want to meet up in our dreams. This whole situation makes them feel vulnerable, and I feel like they are wishing and dreaming and hoping for more. But it's kind of like manifesting without the actual practical steps. It's really hard to get what we want. Because now I'm hearing that song by Beyonce where she says, I dream it, I work hard, I grind till I own it. We have here, you would fit in so well into my life, but to disappoint you would shatter me. And there's a reference here, whenever I see this card, I always think of the opposite, actually. It's like, in what ways would it be difficult to have us in each other's lives? And what obstacles are in the way that we would have to move out of the way here? How do they truly feel, please, about pile number 3? I'm going to fix it, but first I have to fix me. Can you forgive me? I'm sending you soul messages, and then they're saying, I dream about you. I've been dreaming about you. They could be asking for forgiveness because they haven't acted yet, because they realize that this kind of stinks for 2 people. There's 2 skunks here. Again, 2 people in the Hierophant, 2 people in the 5 of Cups. This is taking forever. I just saw, can we start over? Oops, I'm losing one here. I want you so badly. But I'm afraid that I've already lost this connection. They're also showing me here I'm stuck right now. back of the deck says, I'm trying to make sense of it all. Just please give me some time. So this is where we're going to look into your future here for you, Pile 3. And we're going to ask the question about whether or not they are going to remain silent, or are they going to speak up about how they truly feel about Pile 3, please? Will they remain silent or speak up with how they truly feel? Page of Wands, Ace of Cups, ooh, I think they feel like they got a lot to lose. And they're talking about being interested in conversing with you more. Like they may be all sort of watching and not acting with you. It's like they're interested in conversing more. They're also kind of worried about maintaining innocence. It's like they're afraid to rock the boat here because they keep talking about how much they have to lose. They keep showing me the Five of Pentacles, and they also, Five of Pentacles, these Seven of Pentacles in the world. And I do feel like there's going to be a conversation here. I feel like the desire that they have, there's going to be a conversation here, but they are indicating that they're going to leave the Divine Feminine waiting a little bit for that. There's a patience that has to be applied to that clarity that's coming in. But Spirit says there will be some type of clarity that comes in for you, Pile 3. And this person might sort of take, I feel like it comes from the heart. I feel like it is motivated by desire, but I feel like it does come from the heart here. It does feel like it's, it does feel like they're holding back a secret. It also feels like they could be telling you this in a state of like secrecy. And it also feels like it's not going to come in unless there's a proactive sort of focus from you. It's like it's almost like they're waiting for full clarity about how you're feeling before they feel confident enough to bring forward that truth. So some adjustments are required. There's still going to be some emotional confusion. And Spirit says that that's going to last for the next 7 months or so for someone watching. Now that may be too length of a time, then you may decide to ground yourself and to take a practical approach yourself. Because I do feel like you might get the ball rolling in communication, but then I feel like they are going to come forward with their truth. It feels kind of passionate at first, driven by that, but it's very emotional overall. Let's get a charm bowl. Oh, we have the little flower of empowerment got connected to my hand. So this is about expansion, compassion, and action as a chosen tool as well. So they're speaking about empowering ourselves through our own compassion to others. Now they are looking to the future, and there is advancement coming in the future, but there is a certain amount of weight. There's a stagnancy or a stuck energy with the Wheel of Fortune reversed that we're dealing with first. That could be why the Divine Feminine gets frustrated with the weight and she kind of takes action. Just to offer a space and offer sort of a helping hand. We have this M stuck to my finger. We have M and W. We have a repeating of events, outdated thinking, cassette replaying over and over. We have a lack of clarity and peace here with the peace sign reverse, but electricity, so much electricity, mutual connection here. We have Gemini and the Star of Aquarius, so healing after a period of loss. And the frog is a symbol of clearance, making room for growth. So that could be why there's a bit of a delay here too. Perhaps there are some practical things, maybe some insecurity that needs to be cleared out before the growth is ready. And they are suffering from that old cassette, that overthinking. Pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell. Be sure to check your old notifications as well, as I'm waiting to hear back from my most recent winner. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and I update that shop daily, so keep checking back. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.